Here we go.
Have no fear, Arlando's here, pushing P prosperity is near. This video for you guys today is the main problem with modern women. Now this is a sensitive topic. Hold on ladies, hold on. Don't get mad at me, because in real world life we all have standards and whatnot. You know, guys are gonna be like, I don't want a fat bitch, I don't want an ugly bitch, but yet we're toxic for that. You know, we get canceled for that. And then you know a woman's response to that: I don't want no broke nigga, I don't want no scrub. So it's both double standards. Like, I'm perfectly comfortable with knowing this information at 18 because I have my whole life ahead of me. But for you guys out there, for my men viewers right now, I need to have y'all realize that you're gonna have to perform a lot more than the shorty's gonna have to do anything, pretty much, in order for her to see you as valid. I mean, what men ask for return is very simple, but what for women asks for, there's a lot of shit, and we're gonna get into that later after the video. But the main problem with modern women, so
what is the number one problem facing men today, and what is the number one problem facing women today? Can I say something? Come on, everybody's going to say educated. The number one problem with men is that they don't tell women the truth, and the number one problem with women is that they can't handle the truth. Simple.
Oh. That's a good paradigm to start from, because it's actually very interesting you say that. A lot of women say, I just want a man who's honest, and then the second you're honest, she's like, what? You did what? It's like, well then don't ask me for honesty. Of course I fucking lie.
Thank you.
So that's a good point. I agree with that one. I don't think it's the biggest problem, but it certainly is a problem in relationships today. That is a problem. The biggest problem with men today is that I think the world is becoming hyper competitive. Most men are not aware and understanding of how quickly there's going to be a genuine shift in between those who have things and those who do not have things. Not just finances, but also female status, everything else. And it's a status game, right? And it's becoming harder and harder for men to play. And that's all women's fault, of course. Because women choose the winners, right? Women choose who the high status males are. So women pretend to give a shit about men. Of course they don't. They give a shit about themselves. And a woman.
Why are they saying, oh my God?
What she wants from a man. She's like, I don't want much. I just want to find a nice man who's a millionaire and 6 foot tall and funny and charismatic and interesting and spontaneous and looks after me and doesn't cheat and is funny and good looking and strong. I don't want much. Like they name all this shit that most dudes are never gonna have, and it's becoming harder and harder. And you end up with people, top G's, who own everything on the planet they could ever possibly wish for, and then you got other guys who have nothing. And there's this large divide. There's no longer any middle ground. You have dudes who can't get any pussy, and then you got dudes who are just blocking girls left, right, and center. And that's what the problem with being a man is today.
What about the women?
That was a lot to handle. That was a lot to swallow, I guess.
I want to know what you said.
You want to learn from me?
I wanted to answer. I feel like it goes for both. It's not just one or the other. I feel like it's self-accountability.
Women are not accountable for themselves. I agree with you there.
Why just women though?
It's both. It's
definitely both.
You're right, but society punishes men for not being self-accountable. Society does not punish women for not being self-accountable. I'll give you an example. If you're a man and you're arrogant and you think you're something when you're not, trust me, society will teach you very quickly that you don't matter when you don't get laid and you stay a fucking brokey. If you're a chick and think you're something when you're not, you can run around with your ego, still get dates, still get laid, still have a fairly sensible social life. Society as a whole doesn't come along and slap you in the face with realizations. If you're a man and you think you're something you're not, it is a ticking time bomb until society teaches you a lesson. That's the difference. This is why men in general are more self-accountable, because the men who are not self-accountable get fucked up. So those who are successful are very self-accountable people. They look at themselves and go, okay, the only way I'm going to get and progress further, the reason she left me, the only way I'm going to do better, make more money, etc., is I have to change. Most women don't want to do that. They don't sit and think I have to change. They think, oh, he left me because it's him, and I lost my job because my boss, and this is this because of this. No, you women don't look in the mirror and change a fucking thing.
No, but don't forget what you're forgetting right nowadays. They can't change it because it's all about body positivity.
Are you saying
they can look sexy in size 28?
Are you saying Lizzo's not a 10?
You guys trying to get me canceled.
Word.
See, I'm not gonna. I don't agree with what you just said because 90% of cosmetic surgery is by women. Women are trying to change as much as possible. Men don't want to change. They're not accountable for themselves. They think that because they're a man, you're going to be attracted to them. No, like you can't be fat. You stay at home, you're just playing video games, and you expect a woman to want to fuck you. No, she's not going to want to fuck you.
Yeah, but then she won't. This is the point. And then she won't, and society will teach them a lesson. They might be able to pull off a little blag with a girl for a year or so, but in general, they're going to end up lonely. In general, they're going to struggle to find partners. I agree with you with the cosmetic surgery thing. Women are happy to change how their appearance and change how they look, but they're not happy to change how they act. Most of them, they're not happy to change how they
The women are changing what the men don't care about. The men don't care about the big old lips.
Yes, they do.
And no, they do it. The women are doing that for themselves.
Yeah.
Because the men don't care about it. The men would rather a woman change her stinking attitude than put on all that makeup on hair and everything. That's what the men want. But the women will go out there and oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. If you look at a man and the man said, yeah, he's fat. The man almost, if he's feeling bad about himself, he wants to make sense. He'll go and hit the gym. What's the man going to do? Go and do, get a BBL, get her lips done, put on her makeup, put on her hair, stay the big, fat person that she is and say, oh, it's body positivity. The men don't even want that. And then the women are not getting all this cosmetic surgery for the men. They're getting it for themselves. You can't turn around. What man wants a woman that's going to turn around, don't have an operation, and can't sit on a plane because her arse has been injected or been interfered with? She got to lie there on her stomach. You think the men want that? Or wake up in the morning before you got to hit the house, she's got to put on. I'm sure I'm worried about some of the men because they must go out with a woman. And then when they wake up in the morning, they think, who the hell is she?
The scars,
By the time you take everything off, women need to change their attitude before they change their makeup. I'm sure that even more than that, change your attitude. Because women will go out there and they want to change this, they want to change that, all the things that don't count. If you learn to, the same way women could go out there and learn to put makeup on, learn to cook, learn to wash by hand, learn to fix a mess. That's what you need to do.
That's not outdated. Look at how.
I'm saying it's like we had literally just talked about this off camera when you guys came from the airport. When we were talking about what's the value system or the point system for a woman who cooks versus a woman who can suck good dick and fuck well.
But you can cook and suck dick as
No,
well.
but what I'm saying is that Pearl, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but quoting her was that when she interviewed people on the street, that there was more points given to something like a sexual return as opposed to wash this is my hand or the dishwasher. Why cook? We can eat out. There's a chef. People don't give a fuck about that.
That's what they think.
No, we literally just talked about this yesterday.
Alright, you put it in the fucking dishwasher. Sometimes the shit isn't fully clean, so it needs a little extra, you know?
They want this.
I think that's what
If there's a fucking dishwasher, then it makes your life easier. Being a man is nothing easy. Responsibility is nothing easy.
Right? And you've got to think what the man wants. The man are interested in that. Look at, when you're doing street interviews, you're interviewing
Yo, this lady in the red.
people. Look at the people there that are happily married and ask them what they do.
God bless the baby boomers. They know what the fuck reality is. Even some of the baby boomers nowadays are trying to get accustomed to the modern day woman thought.
Because I'm 32 years and counting.
Auntie, you can't say attraction's not important now.
You can't say attraction is not important now.
It is important.
Initially, exactly. A man is not gonna find you attractive and then think, because you can cook well. It's gonna share.
A man's gonna find you attractive and he's gonna.
Let's ask Andrew.
He's gonna.
Would you be with a girl that's 5 out of 10 because she can cook?
Well, firstly, that's not what she said, to be fair. And secondly, I'd be like 10 out of 10 who could cook. Because I'm top cheap.
Word.
To make the point, I think what you have to understand is what men are looking for in a
Fucking
relationship. So you
tape.
did the street interview, and you're asking single
Fuck's
people,
gonna be with a 5 out of 10 because they can cook.
Shit about good head, all this garbage. It's bullshit. What men are interested in life, not just in their relationship, but in their life as a whole, is status. I don't think most people understand, especially women, how competitive the male world is and how competitive it is for status.
Right.
Men do everything they do. Men buy a faster car, not to drive me faster, because of status. That's why we want a bigger house. We don't give a shit where we live, it's because of status. That's why I want to go to the gym and get big and strong, because of status. Everything we do is about status. That's why I want the better jobs, I want more money, so I want to be respected. So what's the number one thing we want a female to give us? Status. That's what we want. So she can give us status by being beautiful, that's one thing she can do. But another thing she could do is if I turn up home and I come home with my boys and she says, I'll cook you all a steak. That's status. That's all my boys going, Ross, you just been out all night and she's here and she's going to cook for all of us and she'll clean up and tidy up. That's the kind of girl a man's not going to want to lose because it makes him look good. But that's all I want. say this. Suck a dick, blah, blah, blah. Listen, dick can only be sucked in so many ways. I mean, let's be serious about this.
Have you had the Gun 3000?
No.
Shut up. You're a demon.
This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time and it's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, "I'll be the best sex you ever had," I am fucking revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You should know what sex is. Cook my fucking dinner. Shut up. Don't come talk to me about fucking sucking dick. It's vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that shit.
Can I say
I don't want to
something?
hear that shit. What I want is a woman who makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking about sucking dick can make me look good. So I lose interest completely and utterly, and that's the truth. So what she's saying is completely
These hoes
old school
ain't loyal.
Yes, you can order food, of course. It's about the status that comes with it. That's what it's about.
Sagittarius spoken like a true one.
Yeah, that is true.
My man's a Sagittarius.
Listen, well,
My man's a Sagittarius.
so basically, it's a straight shooting sort of conversation. But I think
Why are they mentioning his zodiac
about
sign?
the bicker between men and women.
It's fucking Andrew Tate. He's top
that
G.
men and women have.
Hello? Are you dumb?
About decisions that the 1% of powerful men make on our behalf, because our problems are on a societal level less than between woman and man. That is why there's a lot of competition between men. This chase for status that they will never get. Men,
Why is that the fault of the 1% of men?
because they're the ones that drive the machine that runs this. The West
It's
is
always been that way.
but then think about the men that are at the top now, the corruption and everything that's going on. And this is why it feels very good to sit next to somebody like you and just say, do you know what? I appreciate that you say things that are really true. You expose a very toxic truth and a very true truth as well that is out there. But the reality is, on the trenches, when you go to the grassroots, people don't feel the way that you feel. It's not as simple as what you say. They are victims of this system. So my job here is really not to try and make it about men and women. Is to make you understand that actually we need to start changing the
You don't want
narrative.
to make it about men and women.
They're both messed up on either side.
Because then women look bad.
No, because it's about everybody together. Women have their traumas and men have their traumas. I'm not here to fight against men and women. That's small.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the idea that this 1% of men have created this terrible society. Yeah, I talk about that. I talk about the Matrix. I talk about these things. But it's always been this way. It's always been a small elite group of men who are in charge of the world. And unfortunately now, we're fighting battles in different ways. The days of old, a man proved his worth by going to war. Basically, every man at any point in his life was going to end up going to war, and he came back victorious, he came back with honor, he got himself a wife. That's how it worked, right? Now men don't have to go to war as much, depending on where you live in the world, and it's slightly different, and we fight our wars in other ways. And one of the true expressions of testosterone and trying to really express your ability and your combative ability now in the modern world is power and influence. So, in the olden days, you go to war, you come back with a ribbon. Nowadays, you got X amount of followers, you can move the world with money. I can bend reality with money. Please understand, if I walk into Jimmy Choo, they lock the door, no brokies allowed in, Tate's here, and I buy what the fuck I want. There's lines outside because I'm there. I bend the world with money. That's how the wars are now won. So, you're talking about high status males, and that it's always been that way. Now you have a whole contingent of men who aren't dead. Okay, they didn't die in a ditch, but they're lonely as fuck jerking off. And that's the reality of it. And women don't give a fuck about them. And why should you? I'm not sitting here actually shitting on women in any way. I think women have a biological instinct to a degree to try and find the best mate they can because they have the highest chance of survival in the harsh realities of the world.
Yep.
And if they look at a man who's not capable, they just don't feel an attraction to him. And that's the bottom line of it. And that's why I'm largely misunderstood. I don't blame women for a lot of the problems. Women are guilty of certain things, but I have a massive amount of blame to place on men because there's so many men who are genuinely incompetent. If I was a chick, I wouldn't fuck these losers either. Like they're losers. So it's hard.
As many of you know, I was just
on TikTok, and we are
I heard nothing but facts.
basis on this platform.
The reality of the truth is,
Please consider sending in super thanks below.
I mean,
Every donation helps, and it helps make what we
it's just all coming into play, guys. You're seeing it right here. The more you focus on yourself and become the best version of yourself, is the moment that this fucking dynamic is gonna all end, because women are running shit right now. The men are down horrendously.